Warning, technology can harm you. Here's how. Remember to share this information and subscribe. We're constantly being bombarded with information, and the ability to receive phone calls, text messages and emails is no longer confined to the workplace, no longer confined to a certain space and time. We can now access our emails, news, information, calls, live streams, and information about what's happening in the world as it happens from wherever we are at whatever time we wish. The ability to have what you want when you want it as it happens immediately has made an enormous change to the way we work, but actually fundamentally, and what we want to talk about here, is the way that we interact and live with each other. This has led us to live in a video game, the virtual generation where people tweet rather than talk, and they live their lives through various apps. One of the outputs of this is we live in a world of instant gratification. If you want something, you get it now. You order it, it turns up the next day or even the same day. People do not wait for their TV shows, they just download the TV shows that they want when they want. And sometimes they cannot wait each week, so they watch until the very end of the series. They binge. They'd rather know nothing and then get one great big hit. The net result is people having become highly impatient. Because you can have what you want whenever you want it, and this living life through apps has meant that actually we don't build up any of the social skills because we Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. Nobody says, I'm feeling sad or I'm feeling lonely. I'm not sure, I'm confused. It's always the best picture, the happy picture, the smiley pictures that we post on there to show the best version of our lives. In the Millennial Talk, Simon mentions the hit of dopamine that you get when you get a like or a view, and that dopamine is a hugely addictive drug, but we'll come to that in more detail later on. The studies show that when you receive a text message or you receive a like, you get hit with dopamine, and that dopamine is highly, highly addictive. How does this affect us in real life? Well, if you're feeling low, rather than talking to your friends or going out for a coffee with them, we tend to text. We send up to 10 texts with, hey, how you doing? And then you get a response back and you get hit with the dopamine, which instantly makes you feel better for a short period of time. But actually, what it does is it means that you are relying on a virtual relationship rather than building up a real friendship. To add to this, we are not experiencing the level of learning and ultimately feedback through failure we would by physically interacting with people. For example, when we used to go to bars and used to ask someone out on a date and they'd say yes or no, based on that answer we would learn what went well and develop a level of robustness in the face of failure. It was a hugely socially awkward but also character building process. That allowed us to develop that sense of resilience that we'd learned. Now this is no longer required, as we just swipe right or swipe left. You don't even have to go through that character building process. 90% of the work's already done for you. That kind of voyage of discovery is so beneficial for our mental robustness.